Hello everybody, coming at you with all my might. It's my how you guys doing today? Today we're going to be replacing the brake pads on my Can Am Renegade 1000 XXC. I got the finest quality Chinese brake pads because that's what I could buy. That's what I found. I actually couldn't find them on eBay. My dad found them because my eBay didn't work correctly to find said brake pads. So the problem I have is I also replaced all the oil in this thing, and I said about the dealership not knowing how much the rear differential holds. Posted that video, and someone in the comments said, "Hey, you didn't change it. You didn't change the transmission oil." And I'm like, transmission oil, engine oil, front diff, rear diff. What do you mean transmission oil? Yeah, so automatic transmissions have gears for your reverse and stuff like that. I totally forgot about that. I'm used to wet clutches where, you know, everything's in there. Everything I've owned has had a wet clutch, so this is my first big four-wheeler V-twin automatic. So not only does it have the front diff gear oil, the back diff gear oil, it has a transmission oil. So and engine oil. So I have to change the transmission oil. That's apparently behind here. So I'm gonna pull that cover off and we're gonna do that as well. But I wanna warm the oil up a little bit before I get to doing that. But the four-wheeler does not stop properly. We're gonna show you the brakes. It stops, it's just the brake rotors look a little scored too. So I'll probably have to replace all of that eventually. So here we go. All right, so here's the front right brakes. So there's that one. There's a little lip on that. I don't know if you could see that, but yeah. Definitely, there's no pad. There's a little bit of pad on that. You can see a little like a reflection. But here is that. That's an actual pad. That's what it was on. And then we have this and that. So yeah, there was none whatsoever on the inside pad, and the outside pad had a fraction. So let's look at them on. There, look. You see those meaty boys. So yeah, that's that. We're gonna get the tire through back on and then do the other side. But it definitely needed brakes. Next is tires. These things are, I looked at that I'm like, oh man, I thought that there was more tire left. So that's next on the to-do list, is get some new tires for this thing. I think it's safe to say that I must have had a little bit of dirt on the inside of my tire, like mud, cake, and dirt, because there is a little bit of wearing where it polished the powder coat off on my rim here. It's crazy. You can see that. All right, I wheeled out my bike to get a little wash because it's raining. So I got the brakes done. I need to warm up the gear oil so I can get that down. But needless to say, nothing was stopping me. It's a little play on words. Yeah, these things eat brakes. Let's see, start. Let's see how many performance. I don't know if it's gonna say, yeah, it does say maintenance. I need to figure out how to reset that. 56 hours. 56 hours, 510 miles. 56 hours, 510 miles. These things eat brake pads. So these should have been changed quite a bit ago, but I didn't. So that's a little word for you. My buddy Gary did tell me that I should replace them. And I really don't ride the four-wheeler too awful much, so I was like, I'll get it. Then when I wanted to change the oil, when it said maintenance, I just let it sit. So I'm like, I'm gonna do everything all at once. So there's that. Just gotta get the gear oil warmed up and change that. And then obviously I said new tires, so. But look at that, nothing was stopping me. All right, so this is just a sloppy way of doing it, but I basically dumped all of the transmission fluid into my skid plate, and I'm letting that leak out. I jacked up the front. So got the brakes all done, all the oils is changed, so I'm ready to rock. To warm up the fluid, I took this out and was jumping through the field. It is so much fun. I forgot how much fun this four-wheeler is to rip around on. So yeah, the thing's ready to rock. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you look forward to seeing more four-wheeler videos, because now it's ready to ride. I looking at these tires and ripping around with them on. Definitely need a new set, so I just gotta figure out how I want to do that. Like, because that's like 300 bucks for a set of tires, so the set that I want to go on. So not a lot, probably just have to be next month maybe, but the next month is literally in a couple of days, so I don't know. That's what credit cards are for. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day and God bless.